Hey guys, how's it going? Today, I'm going to be featuring the Des Moines, the new legendary tier heavy cruiser that you can research in the Bureau. The Des Moines is definitely one of the best cruisers at legendary tier, simply because of the DPM of the main battery and how effective both the HE and AP is against every single ship. Since I've unlocked it and used it the past couple of days, I have been having an absolute blast in this ship simply because it is just absolutely fun. There aren't a whole lot of ships in this game that are extremely fun to play, but the Des Moines definitely does check off on that. In this game, I am using Beebley, and I do have a
Reporting a
stealth
target
radar.
position.
My detection is 9.3, and the Des Moines radar is 9.9 kilometers, so I do have over half a kilometer of a buffer from where I'm detected and where the radar reaches. So when I was spotted, I use my radar and I catch the Summers, since there was nothing else that could have possibly spotted me. One of the weaknesses of the Des Moines are the extremely floaty shells that take a very long time to reach a target, even at 9 kilometers. Hitting destroyers at this range is a bit tough, but I'm able to force the destroyer away from the cap, and at this point, I am in a pretty good position to move towards Charlie, since our team seems to not want to go there, and I will be able to support that flank. And definitely with these slow shells that have high arcs, I will be able to lob the island and just simply farm the Yamato for all of his HP. The Des Moines is definitely also very squishy. It has a 27mm bow, casemate, and stern, and the citadel is fairly large. Pretty much every single battleship at tier 7 and legendary can overmatch, with exception of a few that have 380s or 381s. But you're gonna see here just how nasty the Des Moines DPM is. I am using Beatley, like I said before, and I don't have a fire build, but because the Des Moines guns reload so quickly, I am able to set a ton of fires on this Yamato, and he basically has no chance. I am not getting spotted because I am behind an island, and another one of our ships are providing spotting for us. On this flank there is a Yamato and Montana, so using this island is very important because both of those ships will absolutely wreck us if they are able to shoot at us, since both of their shells will overmatch pretty much our entire ship. I think this ship is very good and balanced. I feel like most players who think this ship is overpowered are basically in the situation that this Yamato is in, where a Des Moines can simply sit behind an island and farm, but at the same time, other ships can do the exact same thing, sit behind an island and farm and start fires. But if there's ever a chance to actually shoot at the Des Moines, they don't actually take it, like this Yamato shoots over me to shoot at a battleship. At that range and how low this island is, he is definitely capable of actually hitting me, but instead of shooting the ship that's actually causing me a lot of damage, he decides to shoot at a battleship much further away. This Yamato pretty much just melted in front of us. Our guns are just absolutely nasty with this DPM. There is a Brandenburg that is YOLOing in behind us, so we do have to be careful of that. I do reverse and start to angle my ship towards the Brandenburg, especially because of how large the citadel is and the fact that the Brandenburg can't actually overmatch our ship. I switch to AP, and Des Moines' improved pen angles. I will be able to pen the ship, even though he is angled fairly well, and you'll see in a little bit just how good these pen angles are. And that Brandenburg just gets absolutely wrecked, and one of my shells sneak in at the last second and get the kill. At this point, there is an Albemarle who is slightly angled, but even at that angle, the Des Moines is able to citadel him. So I am trying to go out around the corner and do as much damage as I can. See that he is pretty well angled, and I'm still able to citadel him. And at this point, he pretty much goes bow in to try and mitigate damage, but it's too far too late. He launches torpedoes that are spotted immediately, and in like World of Warships battleship players fashion, the Yamato behind me eats the torps and dies even though they were spotted immediately, which is unfortunate because shortly after our Yamato dies, our last battleship dies as well, and leaving us in a 3 versus 5 and also being down on points. Our team this game has basically been fairly useless, and I always say in games like this it feels like a 1 versus 7 team simply because I don't exactly have teammates to do anything. I've already racked up 144,000 damage and 3 kills, and there's still a full health Roma as well as 2 destroyers, one of which that has not been spotted yet. And at this point, one of our destroyers is all the way in our spawn running from a battleship, and unfortunately he's not able to land more torpedoes. They do still have a Montana, which I need to be careful of. I don't think anyone shot the Montana as well. So I think both of their battleships are full health. And there's the Montana, gets spotted. At this point I make the decision that I would rather take on the Roma that can't overmatch my hull, and an Alaska that also can't overmatch my hull, and that I can out DPM instead of taking on a Montana at this point. I see our Shima going north towards the Montana, so I'm hoping that the Shima can finally be more useful than just spotting and actually kill a battleship, which is desperately needed. I start pushing in towards the Roma, and he starts shooting at me, and here you see the Roma can't overmatch my ship, so his shell just ricochets. At this point there are multiple ships aiming at me. I know the Roma is one of them, and quite possibly the Alaska, and maybe the Montana since he has nothing else to look at. We do have to be very careful of the destroyers since our RPF is pointing into Bravo where that Alaska was last spotted. And since I am fairly close, if these destroyers are further than the Alaska, I won't exactly know where they are. Seeing that the Roma is just charging in, I start to reverse. Also, I see the Montana is also heading south towards Bravo. So I know that he won't be able to shoot at me if I reverse and simply pay attention to how far I reverse. I get a double fire on the Roma that he damage cons, and there are torps coming from in front of me. Those are sets of 4, so that was the Summers that I spotted with radar in the beginning of the game. Their Alaska gets spotted pushing, and at this point there is also a Shima on my left. So basically the Shima and our destroyer out in our spawn never found each other, and our destroyer in our spawn made no attempt to find the Shima. And instead of helping at Bravo, our destroyer that was in our spawn decides to go and cap an objective, which at this point there's not enough time to win on points, so that was the wrong decision. And here you see the Des Moines struggling to hit a destroyer at 9 kilometers, simply because of how floaty these shells are, and the fact that the Shima was full HP. I am most likely not going to be able to kill him off. But at this point both of the destroyers have launched their torpedoes, so I am taking the chance to try and brawl the Roma and Alaska and try to get away from these destroyers and their torpedoes. The Des Moines at this range can definitely citadel a Roma. So at this point I am trying to slow down to try and keep enough space between me and the ships just in case they decide to ram instead. And since I know that destroyers had already launched their torps, I can slow down, and I know torps won't be coming for at least another minute. Their Alaska comes out broadside and tries to shoot AP at me, but he ricochets all of his shells. Alaska tries to angle, but the improved pen angles allow me to get penetrations and kill him off. At this point I am reversing from the Roma, thinking he's gonna ram. But I can see that he's not turning towards me, so I take this opportunity to speed up and try to pull off a drive-by. I'm able to get one citadel, which is unfortunate. I'm not sure where the other two shells from the turret went, but I am unable to fully kill him off. And at this point, their Montana is pushing into Bravo, and I need to kill off this Roma quickly because I am currently surrounded by 2 destroyers and 2 battleships. Killing off the Roma, I am able to get my Kraken, but unfortunately at this point I need to turn right, which is in the opposite direction that my turrets need to turn, and I'm not going to be able to catch this Summers with my sonar. And our 2 destroyers that we had on our team basically were unable to do anything useful. The Shima was unable to kill a Montana, and our Zed simply ran away from any of the enemy ships and went to go cap a base. And we go down, and basically at this point our destroyers don't do anything. The game just ends because their ships go to Charlie, and both of our destroyers go into Bravo to cap. Skipping ahead just to the end of the game, we were able to do 248,000 damage, get a Kraken and high caliber, and looking at the XP, we topped even the winning team that had a 50% win bonus. And you can see our team pretty much did nothing. All of our battleships did nothing. Yeah, this was pretty much a 1 vs 17, which is unfortunate. It's also a bit frustrating to have such a good game and have your team do nothing, but that's the way it goes sometimes. But that's pretty much it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Do leave a like and subscribe if you want to see more. Leave a comment down below for any ships you want to see. But until next time, aloha.